Good evening, guys and girls. Dwayne, Harris, Tim, and yours truly, Rob, with you this evening. We're not on Tuesday night because this fella down here is going to a Tool concert. Now, I didn't know what the hell.
You gotta work the damn thing.
I didn't know what the hell a Tool concert was, but he's told me since then that's a band.
Yes.
A band of Tools.
Rock concert.
I don't know which one the Hammer is, but I reckon it's one. Does the Hammer sing?
Corey Taylor, member of Tool and Slipknot.
Oh, all right.
Harris,
I didn't know what
you guys in both.
Harris doesn't know much about the Tool, I don't think. But
look up the song Enema. It's a good song. Aenima. It's a cool song.
Look, I'm already counting down time for the show to end, so I can get out of the state.
He just wants to get the hell away from it. He ain't looking forward to it at all.
Stay as far away from the mosh pit as possible.
Oh, I'm in the upper deck.
Oh,
I got my own section already. 111A. Find me there.
111A. If you go there Tuesday night, look for Harris, and maybe he'll buy you a soda. Or he'll at least point you the right way to go get a drink.
I'll point you the right way, but now this is something I just found out the other night. We cannot make a purchase in the arena while we're on the clock.
Darn.
No shit. Now,
and
can you bring you some
soda like this? What would you think this bottle of soda costs in the Amway Center?
$4.75.
More. I'll tell you why. Last time I went to a Phillies game, a soda like that ran $7.
You're close.
Dwayne?
I'm saying $8.
$6.39.
$6.39.
And they don't even give them the damn lid.
Right, because they don't want them throwing it.
Because they don't want it throwing it and having full of water or drink or anything.
Yeah, once they drink the soda, they're going to throw the damn bottle somewhere anyway.
Yeah. Damn. Super Bowl coming up a week. Well, next week at this time, it should be on into the second quarter. Let's start with Tim. Let's start on the offense. Offensively, quarterbacks. Which one do you give the edge to? Which quarterback?
I'm giving this.
And we're not talking about any other part of the team. If you just was going to pick
quarterback, I get it.
Exactly. Gotcha.
Part of me wants to go Stafford because of more experience in the league, but I'll go Stafford, slight edge.
Harris.
I'm going to go Burrow only because he's been in the spotlight with a national championship game.
Dwayne.
I go with Matt. Same reason as Tim, just because he's got years of experience in the NFL.
I'm going with Burrow because Burrow hasn't tripped up yet. He hasn't tripped over his pecker yet. Stafford tripped over itself so damn many times in Detroit. He couldn't count them. He's 34 years old. He's getting up there. This kid right here, and look, trust me when I say this. I'm not trying to put any undue pressure on him. But does he not remind you just a little bit of Brady? Just the way he comes at it. He's not cocky to a fault, but he does have so much arrogance to him that he smiles all the time. He's not always bitching all the time. He just looks like he's in a good mood. And I'll tell you what, I think he's the ultimate good teammate. That's what I think.
But comparing to Brady, though, he don't cry to the officials yet.
Yeah. And the thing is, the first few years, Brady didn't have to because Brady just made the plays. And this guy right here is just making the plays. I mean, to me, I think he just beat the best team in the league. That's my opinion. Now, I know a lot of people say, well, Kansas City had a down year. Kansas City came back. Go back and talk. What was it, 15-second field goal? Who was
Yeah.
that they beat?
Buffalo.
13.
13 second. Yeah. Go back and tell Josh Allen that Kansas City's no good or not that great. Their offense, it was electric. And Cincinnati put them on hold. I was impressed. I really was. Now, let's go to offensive line. Harris, Rams, or Bengals.
That's got to go to the Rams.
Dwayne?
Just for the years of
That's no
experience.
given.
I'm sorry, Harris. I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry.
No, just because of years of experience, it goes to the Rams.
Dwayne.
Rams, yeah.
Yes, hands down, I say Rams.
Yeah,
What do you say, Tim?
easy.
Yeah, same thing. Hands down the Rams.
All right. Now let's go receivers. We're just talking if they're out of the backfield receiving the football. Dwayne.
From 1 to 3, their top 3 receivers that would be playing.
And wide receiver, running backs and tight ends.
Basically, skill position.
Skill positions to catch a ball.
I say depth-wise, it's Cincinnati.
I agree. At Azuma at tight end, I'm hoping he's going to be. Is his name Azuma? Somebody help me out there.
The tight end?
Yeah, Azuma. He showed me a lot the other week, and I'll tell you somebody that may end up playing a huge part in the Super Bowl catching the ball. Joe Mixon. We'll see what happens, but I think he could do it. Tim, receivers, who you give it to?
I'll give it to the Rams.
Okay, Harris.
I've got to say the Rams and Cooper Kupp.
Yeah. See, I actually, if I was going to start a team with Chase or Kupp, I would rather have Chase. That's just me. But I know what you're saying. The Rams have more depth. I think a little more depth wide receiver wise. But I like the tight ends and the backs for Cincinnati.
Higbee versus Azuma.
All right, Dwayne. Running game. Oh, it's my turn, ain't it? Running game.
Yeah.
Oh boy! And we're just going against some other, not against the defense they're going to play in the Super Bowl. I like the Bengals running game better. I don't think they're going to be able to run a lot against this defense because they have a hell of a defensive line. But I like the Bengals. If you just gave me both teams against Tampa, both teams against another team, this team, whatever, I like the Bengals running game a little better. Tim?
Yeah, Mixon over Michelle and the other guy. Yeah, give me the Bengals.
Harris?
Yeah, and on top of that, the presence of the outside guys for Cincinnati is going to open up the running lanes for the Bengals. So the Bengals have the running advantage.
Dwayne?
Yeah, I'll make it unanimous. Bengals.
Yeah. All right. Tim, let's go on the other side of the football. Defensive lines for both teams. Who you like better?
Huge advantage for the Rams.
Harris.
Rams and Donald.
Dwayne.
Yeah, that's the easiest one to pick.
You're exactly right. Now, these four could make the difference whether they win the Super Bowl or lose the Super Bowl. They really could. I understand Von Miller plays a big part in it, but it's a front four, I think, more than anything, because if they have to blitz, they're going to be in a lot of trouble. Back seven, Harris. Back seven. Linebackers and DBs in a straight 4-3.
I think it's a push, actually.
Okay. All right. Dwayne.
I'll go with the Rams.
All right. I'm going with the Bengals. I think the Bengals DBs are good. I really do. And I tell you what, no linebacker they got as good as
just won the clash.
He did.
Yeah.
No linebacker is as good as Von Miller, but I think as a set they really are good. So I'll take it back. I'll take it back 7 of the Bengals. Tim.
Maybe a slight edge to the Rams because of Jalen Ramsey versus like Eli Apple.
Okay.
But
all right.
Slight edge maybe to the Rams.
Kicking game. Harris.
I will go with Cincinnati.
All right. Dwayne.
That young boy's doing good. I'll go with Cincinnati.
I'm with you. I don't care what his age is. when it's got up at 15 or 15 from 40 and out in his last 15 attempts, I'll take it. So yeah, I'll run with it. I like him. Tim.
Sure, give me the Bengals.
Yeah, okay. Now, coaching, just overall, head coach, defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator. Dwayne, what set of coaches you like better?
The whole set, I go with the Rams.
Really? I'm going with Cincinnati. I am impressed the hell out of the Cincinnati's coach. I really am. I just think that sometimes the Rams coach has done some stuff in the past I didn't understand. I think he's a good coach. Don't get me
You said
wrong.
the whole staff, though, Rob.
Yeah.
Not just
Overall,
head
the whole,
coach,
yeah. But I like their defensive coordinator in Cincinnati too. I like them just a little better, but both neither one. They don't go out here and run for two when they can tie a ball game up like Baltimore and some of these other teams. And that shit keeps you from winning. I ain't trying to be mean and I ain't trying to cut on your team, Dwayne, but you just can't do shit like that all year long and survive by it. I mean, once in a while, a snake gonna bite you. Tim, coaching.
I like the Rams a little bit better because, I mean, I'm going to say this. I hope that the Bengals coaches don't get caught up in the hullabaloo. McVay is hopefully going to be like, all right, guys, we know what to do. We stayed with the Patriots the last time we were here. Now let's get the job done.
All right. Now, for the time we've been looking for. Let's start with Tim. Final scores and your MVP, 4.5. 4.5 is the line. The Rams are 4.5-point favorites. I do not have the over/under.
I'll say 28-20 Rams. And
they cover.
You know what? I might throw in an interesting guy. Everything like Cooper Kupp or maybe the quarterback Stafford. How about Odell Beckham Jr.?
Oh, Odell, 28-20 ODB.
I mean, he catches like 2 touchdowns, maybe not a whole lot of yards, but they get to him down close.
Okay. So chance that he may end up winning the MVP.
I mean, just as a kind of I'll pick the dark horse.
Go for it. Harris.
I'm going to say 27-21. Burrows will complete the comeback player of the year and win the Super Bowl MVP.
And
Bengals.
the MVP. And you're picking the Bengals to outright win this game.
Yes, sir.
All right, Dwayne.
Going with 31-24. Matt gets the MVP.
Matt Stafford. I am going to go a little higher than everybody else. I'm going with an old score from back. Oh, what year was this? Jeez. 79, 78, 35-31.
Yep.
35. Remember Steelers over Dallas one year? 35. I'm going 35-30. 35-31. I'm going with Cincinnati. And I'm going to say one of their defensive players wins the MVP. I'm going to say Stafford gets picked 3 times in this game. And maybe Apple gets 2 of them, whatever. But somebody in that defense is going to end up winning the MVP. I think
Cincinnati's going to play with the short field to score that.
I think they're going to be able to play with a shorter field. They're going to have to count on some of their kicking games. Going to have to come in there and jump in there for them and help out at all. I mean, a lot too. I don't think either team runs for 100 yards tomorrow.
I don't think they try. I don't think they try.
They may try.
I don't think anybody's going to run for 100 yards tomorrow because they don't play on next Sunday.
Yeah, I'm talking about whole team wise. I'm talking about team wise. Either team get 100 yards total. Yeah,
I wonder if somebody ran for 100 yards in the Pro Bowl today.
Yeah. Oh, somebody did.
I don't know. I didn't watch the game.
Oh,
No,
I wouldn't either. I don't watch flag football, so I don't.
No.
I don't
I
watch it.
had pinball on Twitch today. They're doing a tournament out in California. In fact, it's still going on.
Cool.
So.
Very cool.
It was 41-35 AFC.
AFC
yeah, it's flag football, and they have
that's all it
teams.
is. They do not. I mean, did anybody see? I did catch this. The skills competition last night. I turned it through that. I don't know why I watched this, but Russell Wilson is a bad man from 35 yards away. He threw the ball, busted through his little drums and shit. I mean, yeah. Burrow. Oh, no, he won't Burrow. Who was that? Who was the other guy trying to do it? He couldn't do it. Who was the other quarterback?
Josh Allen.
No.
Is it AFC or NFC?
Mac Jones.
Mac Jones. Mac Jones couldn't do it. And then they had two receivers that played as quarterbacks in college.
They couldn't hit shit.
They couldn't do it either. But this guy,
I think it's time to end that part of the competition.
It's a bunch of garbage. And then on top of that, this hockey NHL garbage.
I
hate that all-star stuff.
Yeah. I don't watch. I felt like I didn't miss anything. I mean, okay, fastest skater is fine.
Right.
Mano Riom as the one goaltender in the shootout thing.
Right.
Okay, fine. Yep, I'm all for. You want to bring back the first woman ever to play in a preseason game.
Mm-hmm. This was what I would love to see happen. If you want to do it so badly, how the NBA has players and like movie stars and shit that they mix in with them to play their celebrity game or whatever. If you guys ever seen that shit,
yeah.
I would love to see that with hockey. Now, when I say that, maybe only have two or three do not even name people. I wouldn't even care, and just let them do it along with minor league hockey goalies or something, just to make the game pick up a little bit.
Yeah, I could see somebody like Justin Bieber or
exactly,
some other people like that.
How about the guys from New Kids on the Block, Danny,
the Wahlberg?
Yeah, Wahlberg, Danny Wahlberg. Was that his name, Danny?
No,
Mark.
No, Donnie Wahlberg.
Donnie and Mark, whatever.
Right.
Yeah. And do that shit, and then do this. If you really, really, really want to market your program, shit that good, have the NHL players available to the fans where they can talk to them, sign autographs. You can make yourself a freaking killer. Pay the players to show up. Pay them to show up, and then right here behind you here is we got Wayne Gretzky here tonight. Wayne's going to sign autographs, and if you'd like to purchase here's one for $130 in here. Pay for it. We got the home and road. We got Sidney Crosby over here. We got, I mean, just bring 10 or 12, 15, however many of them want to go.
Can I pull behind, tell you what happened? Because that when Columbus had the game in 2015, they did have a separate fan fest.
Okay.
Now, while they didn't have the star power, they did have talks with certain NHLers. You could take a picture with the Stanley Cup.
Right.
If the line wasn't long enough, holy Jesus, was that line long?
Oh, I'm sure.
I mean, you could sit in the locker stalls, they had kind of makeshift ones. So you want the hockey experience, but at the arena instead of at a separate place.
Yeah, and look, make it where it's fun for the fans to watch somebody. I mean, wearing the blue helmet tonight is Donnie Wahlberg. Wearing the green helmet tonight. If you want to follow them along, have mics on them. Shit, it's fine.
I'll do one better. If they want to have a charity or a cause of their choice, put it on the helmet.
Yep. Put a camera on them.
Put the GoPro on their helmet.
Exactly.
There you go.
And while they're playing, they play music. Instead of that, let's switch over to Donnie Wahlberg. He's like, oh boy, I'm going to try to make his pass over here. Well,
you mean have it live to the crowd?
Yeah, so the crowd in the stadium can hear it too. I mean, look, what they're doing is not good. What they're doing's not good. The 3-on-3 garbage.
But the
And-
league thinks it's the best thing in the world.
I know they do.
Well, all right, but to be honest,
it might be a good way to settle a game in overtime,
Yeah.
but it's not the best way to show your all-stars.
No.
well, but the less people on the ice means more room for them to apply their craft.
Yeah.
Well, even when they were playing regular 5-on-5, you were getting 11 to 10 games.
Yeah.
But which All-Star game is the best? You guys tell
MLB,
me.
Of course.
Huh?
MLB's got the best All-Star game.
Exactly. And what do they do? And what do? They play their game. They don't switch shit. They don't change nothing. The day before that, they have a softball game. Like I say, they integrate different media members, different star power, and all that.
Celebrity All-Star game, home run derby, blah blah blah.
Yes. And people will go to watch it because of the home run derby and stuff. Yes. Now, I think they should have a senior derby. I think they should
that would be a bad idea.
Have a senior derby. 5 years out of the league or more. We'll bring 4 of them in there and just do a little,
maybe 6 outs a person.
Right. David Ortiz, Barry Bonds,
Jose
Canseco, Sammy Sosa, and that's what I'm saying.
I think you have two versions of it. Doing it your way, 2 versions. One steroid, one non-steroid.
Well, shit. The 5 or more years is about all of them steroids anyway.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So that would take care of itself. But now and then, to where it wouldn't make a mockery of them, just give them guys 5 swings each or whatever. That way, the most they can hit's 5. Yeah. And to wish back your favorite Cub, Ryan Sandberg. He comes out there and hits. All right. Great. And then
say if it's in Baltimore, you might not be a big fan of him, but bring Cal Ripken back.
Oh, certainly. Hell yes, certainly.
Or whoever their hometown. I would love to see if back in Colorado. And please welcome back Andres Galarraga or
exactly.
Elton, or you could bring somebody
Larry
back
Walker
for each city.
Right.
Larry Walker, yeah.
In Philadelphia, you could my
Ryan
man
Howard.
Well, I'm talking even older.
Michael
Schmidt, he could still hit them out.
Okay.
Yes. And that's the thing. If they're in shape where they can do it, I don't care if they're 65 years old. Let them have the pitcher of their choice. That's what they let them have their pitcher of their choice anyway, and let them knock the crap because he stays in good shape.
Did you hear what Mike Smith said about steroids?
What Mike Schmidt said about steroids?
Yeah. He says he's available when he was playing. He'd used them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He says he did anything to get an advantage.
Yeah.
And then there's always the old timers game where Luke Appling at like 70 plus years old hit one out.
Yeah,
over legit fence.
Yes.
Amish Elvis says Pete Rose for the Reds.
Well, he wasn't a home run hitter, but I would rather have like George Foster, maybe even Paul. Well, Paul O'Neill would be either a Yankee or a Red. I could take either one, but hell.
Well, you George Foster would be an excellent one. Cesar Geronimo really ain't well enough known.
Got a bot, Rob.
Yeah,
I tell you what. How about that one? Error occurred, so I couldn't hit him. How about Johnny Bench? He always talks about being in great shape. Bring his ass out there. Do it.
There you go. I mean, it's essentially you could bring.
There's so many things that if they ask the fans about it, the NHL just doesn't. Bettman cut people off at the curb. Oh my Lord! Did you guys see what the guy from Chicago said the other day? He was hit with a question about, the guy that was saying he was. They tried to sexually abuse him.
Oh yeah, Beach
Blackhawks
from the Blackhawks. Yeah,
Zach Beach. He was hit with a question and said, "Now Zach Beach," and he immediately said, "I don't want to hear nothing about this. I don't want." And this was something that the league said they were going to address 6 months ago, and he just cut him off at the curb. Bettman came out like an idiot yesterday and said something about what was the guy? Let's see. It's the son of the owner. What the hell's the owner's name?
It's Bill Wirtz or Rocky Wirtz.
Rocky Wirtz came out and said it. He said Rocky Wirtz is fine. He was having a bad morning. And he stopped it at that. He excused Rocky Wirtz for everything he said to that reporter. And I'm thinking to myself, look, if you go address to a reporter, why don't you address him one up in Edmonton? When he called, when he got all with Leon Draisaitl and said somebody, you guys looking piss poor and look terrible and all this shit. And aren't you the pathetic play that you've done? Aren't you ashamed of yourself and shit? I mean, how the hell do you answer shit like that when a guy asks you that? Aren't you ashamed of your pathetic play?
The response would be, aren't you ashamed that you have to ask a question like that?
Right, exactly.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
All right, I'd be happy to answer you.
Yeah. Well, do what?
I'd be happy to answer that outside of this.
Right. And then we can discuss anytime you want to, but right now I'm just talking about the game in hand we just had.
Or you
and
we're here.
They're actually working their way back into the playoff chase now. They're almost back in the playoffs.
Right.
They have worked because they've got 7 games in hand. Thank you. They got 7 games in hand on some teams.
Right.
Because they just hadn't played.
Start Tuesday tomorrow is when they start up the makeup games per se.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
See how many of them get canceled.
Yeah.
Knock on wood, none, or else you're moving games into mid-May.
Now I got a gripe with the Olympics. 2 things. Number 1, you got 2 channels covering this shit.
3.
USA and USA. What's the other one?
CNBC.
Oh, it's CNBC now covering it. Okay. Yes. As of Thursday, it was just those 2 that was covering it. It was USA and NBC. And half the time you turn on NBC, you'll be watching the news or something, and then in a little while we go into that.
Well, you can watch anything you want on Peacock.
Yeah. I just don't subscribe to it. It ought to be on every free channel they can possibly put it on, or not actually free, but any
NBC
exactly MSNBC. Right.
Well, I know Wednesday. Well, they actually start Wednesday and Thursday.
Right.
You know, and they had limited coverage then because they didn't want a lot of big coverage before the ceremony.
Before the
the United States women's game was one of the pre-events.
Right.
And of course, the one woman got hurt.
Right.
Hillary Knight.
Yeah, and they beat Russia.
Okay.
Yesterday.
Then they beat Finland the first game.
Yeah, 5-2.
Yeah.
I thought I watched the end of the game, and then they came back and had to finish 2 minutes and 20-some seconds. There was a goal scored, and they didn't count it, and they went back and watched replay and counted it and replayed 2:20.
Yeah, jeez.
Yeah, it was crazy. I thought it ended 5-1, and about 2 minutes later, they're playing again. I'm like, they're showing a replay already, and then
was it 5-2 or 6-1?
5-2 was the final.
5-2.
5-2. What I have another problem I have is this. See, to me, if you start at the top of a mountain going down, the first one down should win. All this old jumping over little knobs and flipping and flopping and all that bullshit.
You don't like the moguls?
Okay, I hate it because I'm like, how the hell you go grade somebody on that shit? No, come on. Start at the top. And let's put the course real skinny, so you got to go over that shit and then jump and go fast. And that's what I want to see. I don't want to see your ass flipping 3 times. No. Start and if you want to get better, if you want to make it better, get you one of them damn luges, right? And start on the top. Start that on top of one of these fucking mountains and let's see them go, boys.
Tobogganing, the next sport.
That mountain luge. We call that mountain luge. Hell
well,
yeah.
let me guess. You love figure skating too, right?
We're gonna see how. The only thing about it is when they fall 3 times and they win, I'm just like, how? What the hell is that kind of shit? She was so lovely. She was so lovely tonight. Yeah, she busted her ass 3 times, and I don't understand that at all. Yes.
I hate
Okay.
figure skating.
All right.
Yeah, I'm not like
The only thing she's
really
played on ice is hockey.
curling, biathlon,
Oh yeah, curling.
and maybe hockey. But the only 3 things I would go out of my way to watch.
I love watching that curling too. I don't know why.
Did you see the mixed doubles match between the Czechs and the Americans?
I've been watching some of it, but I haven't
on the
seen.
last
Is that the one they lost in the last stand on that double?
Yep. On the last stone, yes. Oh, it's a good match, but it's a different thing when there's not 2 people side by side sweeping. There's only one.
The Czechs beat us.
Yes. The American plus they have what's called a power play for the mixed doubles, where you can start with 2 stones on one side.
Oh.
So there is that bit to try to kind of even it out a little bit.
Yeah. I love it. I love it cross country skiing,
which is what's going on right now. What I'm watching.
Oh, and then you pull a rifle out and start shooting the damn gun. I'm like, hell yeah! Now that is the shit, boys.
I'll tell you what, the commentators do a fantastic job with the biathlon. Usually, it's not the, I love how back then curling and biathlon were crapped on. It's like, you ask people, especially after the USA won gold.
Biathlon.
Yeah. Now, does this piss you off? You want to go watch a 4-man bobsled. They start running and shit, and they all jump in there, and they get everything down, and they go around one turn. Then the next second, you see 1 minute 3, 1 minute 5. I'm like, where the fuck did the minute go? We want to watch them go. Yeah,
that's it. That's the time from the previous run.
Yeah, well, I guess so. I thought it was like, okay, they're just going to show us the bottom of the hill. I'm like, yeah, crooked shit. I'm like, damn, cut a minute off at a time, because that's where. I mean, when they get going, man, that is some fun shit to watch. I love watching that, man, because they got one they call it driver, and then one they call it brake man. I'm like, oh no, the brake man ought to be his foot ought to be a foot or arm should be off at brake before they go just shit and get, boy. I love it.
Plus, I even qualified for 2 bobsled teams. They got a 4-man and a 2 women. So.
And I watched it a few years ago where that dude flipped off of the track. He had he was on it. He was on it. The loot, was he the loot? No, it was
a skeleton.
Skeleton.
You got to be nuts to do that. To be like face forward.
Well, you got to be out of your damn mind. He was nothing. He was dead.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the Nodar Kumari.
He was a skeleton.
That was a loser. By
the time he hit that pole, he was a skeleton. That's all he was.
I'll tell you what. I think he was dead before he hit it, just out of fear.
It might have been because he was in the air about 80 feet in the air.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that shit now?
Yes, John.
All you got to hope for is a bed or water up under you, and just say, please.
Losers when they're on their back. Skeleton is when they're on their stomach.
Yeah.
And the bobsled's when they're in that big tub.
Yep.
Yeah, in the bathtub. Yeah, that's it.
And essentially, you have to memorize the course because you ain't looking up. Your head's down in that thing, pulling the string.
You done that like that, and they said their air velocity must be like a second or something. And I'm thinking to myself, dude, better get his head down lower. Then he better get it.
Yeah,
that's exactly bad shit. That is awesome, man. I love watching that shit. But damn. Yeah, I'm sitting there watching. And I was thinking, this is some cool ass racing, and he bouncing. Then they get this little big jump, and they flip 2 or 3 times. I'm like, get your ass down there, damn man! Don't keep flipping. And then at the bottom of the hill, I think this is a 88, and I'm thinking to myself, the clock will tell you what it is. And, oh, no, they judge. And I'm like, oh, this is bullshit.
No clock, Rob.
Huh?
No clock.
Oh, the clock plays in it. That gets part of your score is how
That's
fast
part of your score, yeah. But it's not the entirety.
Yeah, that sucks, though. I'm just like, and that speed.
Now, Rob, did you watch the nice thing is I will give NBC credit. They did show the opening ceremonies live at 6:30 in the morning Eastern time on Friday.
And then re-showed them too, yeah.
Right. Now, it just seemed kind of all the fanfare with it. Like, look, we know what's going on in China. They may not say it is. We know what's going on.
Right.
And that's all I'm going to say about that.
Yep. And we sent
What's
some
that?
people.
I missed that.
We sent people over today, so we've sent.
Well,
we
and
sent
then we're boycotting in the fact that we're not sending any of our dignitaries.
Yeah, but we're sending troops, so that tells us right there.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, to Ukraine potentially, not China.
Yeah.
But I mean, it sort of like loses something. It's like, okay, do I really want to hear what you guys have to say? It's all gonna be blah, 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 blah. And what are you gonna do for the closing ceremonies? I mean, are you gonna have your big military take down the flag and
right?
Yawn. Give me one of the Monty Python people performing the closing ceremonies and saying life's a piece of shit when you think of it. And like, you can't do that. It's like as soon as they start that song, the networks are get your delay ready.
And now the Brian Flores story takes a little bit of a twist. We find out John Elway speaks out yesterday. He said everything he says is total bullshit. He said, we brought him in here in good faith. We hadn't hired nobody. We brought him in here, and he comes out and pretty much denigrates us and said they'd already chosen somebody before that. He said he called him bullshit on it. Here comes, better late than never.
What's up, Michael?
Hey, Mike.
Hello.
7:30, jabroni. 7:30.
Oh, it is 7:30 his time.
Now for him.
7:18 his time.
Yeah, but I give my ET on the end of it too, but that's all right. So, Mike.
Oh, yes, sir.
Get your paperwork together. 4.5-point favorites are the Rams.
Oh, yeah.
Give us a score. give us a score.
Give us a score.
Break your tie because two of us actually picked.
I think the Rams are going to win the game.
Okay.
Now the question is,
I feel much better now.
Yeah. Me and
Harris, love you too.
Me and Harris got a sigh of relief on that one, didn't we?
What's the over/under line? Just an FYI.
I didn't look at the
We don't know.
I'll
look it up.
All right. It's got to be mid 50s.
It's got to be in the 50s.
I would say 53, 54. Maybe
then
more than that.
Then I'll take the Rams 31-21.
Okay.
Whoa, Tim said that.
No, Harris.
Not Harris. I said 27-21.
And Dwayne,
the total on it is 40. Opened at 49.5. It's now 48.5.
Whoa, so when Dwayne, did you say 31-24?
31-24, yeah, Rob.
Rams and Michael.
And then
Michael
31-21.
Michael Peterson says 31-21. Who's going to get the MVP, Mike?
Who's going to win the MVP? You usually give it to a quarterback, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think Cooper Kupp.
All right. It's fun. It's funny. 3 of you guys picked the Rams, and nobody picked a defensive guy on it. The side of the defense to win it.
Usually, defensive players don't win.
I know it. They don't.
Unless they were Von Miller and made the biggest impact.
Right. Or the guy that won
it. A real player scored for defense to get it.
Right. Or the guy for New England that time. Didn't he win it? The guy that came in there and got the interception at the goal line.
No, Butler didn't win it for
Butler should have.
Yeah, no, because Butler got the car from Tom Brady.
There's been a couple Cowboys players.
Yeah.
Couple Cowboys.
What'd you say?
Jackson.
Right. Couple Cowboys.
Larry Brown won it the year against Pittsburgh.
Well, that's because Neil O'Donnell thought he was wearing a Steelers uniform.
Right.
He was the best receiver for him that day.
Yeah,
2 catches, 1 touchdown.
Yeah.
No, I don't think he scored. He got close for the second or third one. He got close, but didn't score.
And then the 1 year there was co-MVPs on the Dallas defense.
Yes,
Harvey
Martin.
Harvey Martin and Randy White. Has anybody seen that letter that was sent out to from the NFL?
No.
Talking about where the Super Bowl is going to be played.
I'm sorry. Yeah, with the Super
Super
Bowl's gonna
Bowl's
be
gonna be
played
played. Yeah, I've seen it.
because the last 2 seasons, one of the teams is playing in their home field. So
Now-
they have decided that next year we are going to play the Super Bowl at AT&T Stadium.
Well, and then the funny thing is, the Bengals are technically the home team.
Really?
Correct,
this
but
game.
still, it's in their home. It's in their home park. It's in LA's home park.
Right.
Yeah, so
but
the
the
Rams
Bengals
can
will be
call
the
a
home
coin toss.
team.
Got an easy question for everybody. NHL question. Has there ever been a game 5 in the NHL and still be a sweep in the finals?
Yes.
I
Yeah,
believe that.
1988
No, but
between the Oilers and the Bruins, because technically the one game, the air conditioning went out, and they counted that. Well, they said, well, we're not going to say it's game 4. We'll just say it's game
Right.
5.
Now, do you remember what the
that. I
score
remember
was
the
at game
Fox.
4 when the lights
I
went
remember
out?
the Ice Fox series.
Was it like 4-0?
3-1 or something like that.
3-3. 3-3.
3-3.
3-3.
Oh, I'd have been pissed.
Then Edmonton was up 3-0. It's 3-3. The lights go out for 30 minutes, and then they cancel the game. But they gave Boston 5 hours. You got to get the electric going. We got to play tomorrow. They did not get it going. They flew all the way back to Edmonton overnight. Both teams did. Played game 4, which ended up being game 5, but it was a sweep.
It's over already.
And there were 3 games to 1. So Edmonton got 3 home games in that.
Oh,
Okay.
I was just asking my wife who won the race.
22.
Joey Logano.
Right.
Yeah, she watched the race. I'm watching the Olympics.
You know, you had to do
Oh,
is ask Dwayne. He's wearing it.
Yeah,
Dwayne
sliced
talked
bread.
about it
I
earlier.
like Joey Logano. He's a good driver.
I like him.
I like him. He's a good driver. He
I like
drives-
anybody but Kyle Busch.
I agree with you there.
See, I'm a Kyle Busch fan. I like
He
Kyle
finished second.
Busch. Yeah, I saw him
I
get
thought
hit
he was going
earlier.
to wreck Joey.
That was so weird, though, having that track in there.
Now, let me ask you a dumb question. Are they tearing all this concrete? I mean,
It'll be gone within 2 weeks.
Yeah, they put a layer of plywood and
Yeah. It's got to be ready
plastic
for
and all
football
down so it
season.
wouldn't mess up the actual earth.
got to be ready
And
for
then,
what?
then if they decide to do the race there again next year, they'll rebuild it again.
Yep.
I think that was very entertaining
Bless
for
you.
what I watched it.
3 months for that.
Mhm.
3 months.
Wow.
Well,
That's some crazy
nothing.
stuff.
The UFC did an event in Abu Dhabi, Dubai.
Oh yeah,
Built the stadium and then tore it down.
right. That's right. They got a brand new
Wow.
stadium
For one day.
One day. Yep.
And I see where somewhere down in North Carolina, I think it's either the 12th or the 9th. I don't want to say it's the 19th. It's a Saturday night. They're going to redo the War Games, like wrestling of the War Games.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But the only difference is they're going to stack 2 cages on top of each other too, so they can wrestle. So if they climb up into a cage up top, they can throw the other person back down into the ring from a cage above.
Oh, more
These are-
entertainment.
Who's doing that?
It's a place down in North Carolina. One of
North
these.
Carolina.
It's called like Kung Fu Wrestling or Gung Fu Wrestling or something like that.
An
I'll see if I-
indie company. Okay.
Yeah, they're gonna do it. And they're doing 5-on-5.
Hey,
And
Danny
I'm
and
just-
Grace.
That's gonna be some crazy
Hey Tim,
stuff.
do you have any idea who that mystery person's going to be Wednesday?
You know, I'm hearing a couple. One name
I
I've
have 2
heard, and then
names.
another name it could be. The first name I'm hearing is Keith Lee.
Who
The
just got
second
married
name I'm
yesterday.
hearing is Triple H.
No.
No. I have my
It
theory
will be
is
Keith Lee.
or Jeff Hardy.
Okay. I would say Keith Lee would move the needle more than Jeff Hardy would.
Yeah. Okay. But Keith Lee, the new married man.
Yes.
It'll be
And-
Keith Lee.
Snuck that
Well, the thing is, though,
ceremony in
is
yesterday.
if you get Keith Lee, then Maya Yim won't be that far. His wife
Oh no,
won't be that far away.
What's her name?
Maya
Mia
Yim.
Yim.
Mia Yim.
Um,
Why?
Okay.
NXT.
I want
Essentially,
to
they
see when
wanna build-
AEW finally decides to start cutting budget.
It's coming. It's coming.
It's coming.
Brian Cage, Peter Avalon, and Marco Stunt will be the first 3 casualties.
Yep.
Well, Jericho's made it clear he wants another run in WWE now.
Well, and the
Really?
funny thing is Jericho wants to break up the inner circle, but Tony Khan said no.
No.
Right.
But the thing is, though, and I like what they're doing with Santana and Ortiz, been doing nothing. They should be
know.
going for the tag team titles, or Tony
Well,
Khan's
see,
got to
when
get
when-
a trios championship.
Well, when Jericho joined with them in the very beginning, he was promised all this creative.
Right.
And now it's getting cut. It's just about cut off at the elbow now.
Yeah.
Well, and the other thing is that the Ruby Soho character, the female, Tony Khan's even or somebody come out and said the only reason we hired her was to lose to Britt Baker and lose to Jade Cargill. It's all we wanted her for, and she's getting all upset. I'm like, well, welcome to the business.
Now you guys know who the NWA champion is? Do you all keep up
Trevor
with
Murdoch.
it? Yeah. Have you
Who is
seen who he's wrestling next Saturday night?
No.
I saw something.
Cardona. Matt
Right.
Cardona.
Matt Cardona, who's
Zack
turned
Ryder,
heel.
yeah.
Matt Cardona
Now he's
attacked.
in every federation he's in now.
Matt Cardona attacked him last week on NWA Stars, so he's going to be the main event there. Power. Well, they got one called USA too.
Oh, okay.
NWA. Have you seen that one yet?
No, I then again, what I've been starting to see more. Brian Cage is not inactive. He's been in Memphis.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah, him and Joey Janela, who might be another casualty. For AEW.
I think Janela's definitely going to be a casualty. No question.
So
I can't see him in Houston.
the guy that used to be Chris Masters, he's a U.S. champion. He's wrestling a guy. Nick
Aldis, yeah.
Nick Aldis.
He's going to wrestle Tom Latimer. Now, does anybody know who Tom Latimer used to be married to?
Or well, he's engaged to the women's champion.
Right. He's engaged.
I would hope it's a woman.
What's her name?
Yeah.
What's her
name? Yeah, she's a pretty girl too. Kaylee Farmer. What is her name? She goes by. She was a weightlifter. Oh, she's really pretty. Camille.
Man,
Camille.
Yes.
Camille.
That's it. Yeah, he was
formerly married to Ashley Flair, which is Charlotte.
Just Charlotte Flair.
Yeah.
Ashley Flair, Charlotte Flair. Yeah.
Yeah, that's her real name.
Right.
Ashley.
But yeah, he's
he was married to her. She's been married twice.
What was his name in TNA?
Tom Latimer.
Hold on.
Because Aldis went by something else too.
Aldis is married to Mickey James.
Bram was his TNA name.
Bram.
Oh, that's right. Bram.
And like he said, Nick Aldis is married to
Mickey James.
Mickey James, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Mickey James is.
I've read the whole details on the whole. They said you can only be Impact Women's Champion. There's no World Champion. They didn't allow any of her social media to be allowed. It was kind of bare bones. We'll let you say Impact Champion, and that's it.
Yeah.
What were you talking about last week?
Yeah, when Mickey James showed up at the Royal Rumble.
I'm telling you,
right.
they took good care of her. The crowd was into her. She wrestled very, very well. I was very pleased with her.
Does anybody have Fight TV? Fight TV.
I don't, but I usually try to find it on my Fire Stick.
I think it's like $5 a month. I think for $40 a year or something, you can get it. Next week, that pay-per-view, that's where you can get it at. You can actually watch it. You can get it for a whole year. If you don't watch it, if you don't watch it, then you can wait a week and a half, 2 weeks. But they're going to start trying to tour some and do some house shows. Now, I'm very interested in that. They are gonna. That's from Nashville, I think. Next week, I think it's from Nashville. So,
I'm sorry.
their studio
you
looks
talking about
kinda-
TNA? You talking about Impact next week? The pay-per-view next week?
no, I'm
No,
talking about
NWA.
NWA's pay-per-view next Saturday,
Oh, okay.
the 12th.
Okay.
Yeah, they're
I
going to
think
be
they're
out of
gonna have
Nashville.
fires
They're going to be out of Nashville, and like I say, Cardona. It's rumored that Cardona's going to win the title. Then we'll see. We'll see.
He's
Trevor
been on a
Murdoch-
dang roll.
Do what?
It's like Cardona's been on a dang roll, especially with him being in a game
Yeah,
changer.
he's been everywhere.
And that's the thing. If he can sign. Now I don't know how what's his name's paying all these wrestlers because he's got
What,
he's got a
NWA
boatload
guy?
of wrestlers.
Any
Well,
of
I
them.
mean, well, here's the thing.
NWA.
How many of them are on a per appearance basis?
A few of them.
I wouldn't doubt if half of them are on
Right.
per appearance.
But
They
I know
might have
Tony
Aldis and Mickey
Khan's
James and Murdoch.
Tony
under
Khan.
contract.
He's trying to get a Sunday night wrestling show.
I know. I heard
And-
that. My
and-
nephew was telling me.
Said if he gets it, he will start doing house shows. Now, what they're thinking about doing if they do this, which I think is an awesome idea, they're thinking about getting Tony Schiavone to work it. Is it Tony Schiavone?
Yeah.
Yeah. And two guests that win the chances. Somebody from that town. Let's say they go to Charlotte, North Carolina. You're a ticket holder. They're going to pick two ticket holders prior to the thing, and then when they do this,
Nightmare waiting to happen.
they're going to do
Yes.
they're going to do a 30-minute hold. Plus, they got a thing to silence the mics if they have to do that or whatever too.
That's
But
a nightmare waiting to happen. If you're going to put regular fans on a hot mic, some of them not fully knowing the product. They might know a couple guys, but not knowing the
Right.
product. That's a
Mhm.
nightmare waiting to happen.
Especially not knowing their feelings with these people.
Right.
You know,
Right.
you give them a mic say, "This dumb motherfucker."
Or racist shit or anything.
Oh yeah.
Right. Now, I will say this though: there is a Rampage coming up. I think it's next week or the week. It's within the next 2 or 3 weeks. It's going to be at 7 p.m. instead of 7 p.m. Eastern instead of 10 p.m. Eastern. That is going to be a good litmus test to say, hey, maybe we should move our taped Rampage, already pre-taped Rampage, to before SmackDown to give them the lead-in into SmackDown instead of everybody either being in bed or already on their way out for the
Mhm.
Yeah.
To me, 7 o'clock's a much smarter.
Yes. Yeah.
Especially for an hour show.
Sometimes that's when
Right.
they do dark matches too.
Oh, by the way, the interesting is, so Monday they had the Dark Elevation. That was the one I was at. If you caught that QT Marshall 6-man tag, it's a good match. I mean, they have decent matches for some of these.
Buffalo Bills.
You know,
What's up, Brian Label?
hey, what's going on? My pick's the Buffalo Bills. What are you, Chris
I don't
Berman in the
watch
early
all-
90s?
I don't watch any of those. I don't watch. The only one I watch is NWA
Okay.
on YouTube.
That's hey, look, you watch
Well,
what you like.
What was your opinion of Royal Rumble overall, Michael?
My opinion of Royal Rumble, I thought the women's match was better than the men's match. It was nice to see some of the old women, the older veteran women like Melina and Trish Stratus and all that. The men's match was rushed.
Wait a minute. Trish Stratus wasn't there.
Lita was there, but not.
You mean Lita?
No, Kelly. Sorry.
Yeah, Kelly was there. Yes, she was.
Yes. But
Yeah.
the men's rumble, it left a lot to be desired. And once I knew that Lesnar lost to Lashley in the match before, I looked at my wife and I said, "Look, Lesnar's going to be number 3." I had it all predicted. I did better than the writers. I had the whole thing with Lesnar coming in at number 30, going to clean house, and he's going to win.
How'd you like it, Harris?
I liked it. I mean, overall, I mean,
Yeah.
I would like to have seen more out of the Lesnar Lashley match.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I
Yeah.
didn't like the end. The end of that match. Now, you know Summer Rae was injured in that match, in that Rumble.
Yes. Summer Rae got injured. I heard that.
My problem with the men's match was Shane McMahon. Like, now it's not time to have Shane McMahon and Bad Bunny in that match.
Oh man, Shane McMahon was.
That's another concept coming in here. Bad Bunny's here for 2 nights.
Bad Bunny was even impressive.
Yeah, he did look good.
Yeah.
Shane McMahon now.
He got fired, he got fired.
Well,
yeah,
and he actually did get fired off of the payroll. Have you guys heard what he's thinking about doing now in the next 3 weeks?
Restarting WCW.
Restarting WCW on YouTube, right? On YouTube, and having his wrestlers coming in. I don't know whether it's to Florida or up in Massachusetts.
Probably Florida.
And do like house shows. Do like house shows and stuff. And, tape from him and stuff. But
look,
God knows he's got enough of a pick to.
He could really take it off if he done it on YouTube. Because right now there are a lot of quote backyard YouTube associations going on. And I mean, you can't believe the following they have. There's one GTS. Okay, I don't know if anybody ever has seen that. Grimm's Toy Show. All right. I'll try to find a link and put it on
CZW. There. How about CZW? Have you guys ever heard of them?
Yeah.
MLW.
That's the one that has Matt Cardona on it and shit sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
that's some crazy shit.
The guy who started this GTS, his name's Dave. He's based out of Jersey. All right. One of the producers actually reached out to him, and he was in St. Louis to help with creative for the Rumble. But you look it up. GTS Wrestling or Grimm's Toy Show. I mean, he's got a lot of people on there that progress.
If you get thousands of people to follow you on YouTube, and let's say every week, let's say after a year's time, let's say you got 40,000 people following you, and they know when time you're going to come on every week and doing all that stuff every week.
Oh yeah.
Number one, it makes money, and then if you say, okay, before they can watch me, they have to watch a whole 2-minute commercial. Now they're forcing 2-minute commercials down your throat here on eBay to actual shows and stuff. If they do that and they're able to get that 2-minute spot for that, I'm telling you, man, Shane may go somewhere with that if given the chance to pick up some good talent. Now, I'm sure he would love to have Triple H in his corner too to help him out, because Shane, the old man, he's done got to the point now he's making all the calls. They're saying pretty much he's just doing all the calls, and that's crazy shit because he can't be far from 75 years old. He's got to be close to
how old he is. Actually.
McMahon? McMahon is 76 years old.
Yeah, he ain't got much left.
No.
All right, wait a minute.
He should be giving it up. He should be giving it up to Triple H, but he don't want to do it.
No.
And Triple H.
Oh no.
Triple H. Let's say 3 years ago. Let's say 4 years ago, before AEW.
Right.
I would go watch the NXT show and wouldn't even think about watching the damn Raw show because it was about a damn show to watch if you wanted to really.
Right.
Yeah, because he had a script rolling, and you just didn't really know who was going to attack who one night or whatever. It was more interesting to watch.
You know who also might be a good name if you're behind the scenes, for Shane McMahon? William Regal.
Regal.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just for shits and giggles, I put a link to one of GTS's videos in the chat.
Yeah, that's cool. Very cool. Very cool. So, guys,
Britt Baker actually started on his GTS.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
We've been here. It's almost an hour, so we're gonna wrap it up. Dwayne,
All right.
one more time. Your winner. You don't even have to tell us, and we'll cover.
Rams.
We'll be
Rams 31, Bengals 24.
Harris,
Bengals 27-21. Joe Burrow MVP.
Tim,
What did I say? Like I said 28-21 Rams.
okay, Mike,
I took the Rams 31-21.
and I said 35-31, and I like the Cincinnati Bengals, and I said it won't be an offense. It's going to be a defensive player wins MVP. I hope it is. I really do. I hope somebody turns the tables this year, and 3 picks by Stafford. I'm going out on a limb and say 3 picks by Stafford, and neither team rushes for 100 yards total. I don't think. I think both defenses are going to be coming to bear. So we'll see what happens.
Hey, just think though, if the Rams win, imagine the value of those draft picks that Detroit has stocked up the next couple years.
Oh, drop
They
like
get
a rock.
higher and higher.
Yeah,
The thirds become ones if they win the Super Bowl.
yeah. Because they got 2 1s and 2 3s. And
Right,
those
and
other-
those two threes become ones if they win it.
Yep. So that they could have 3 or 4 number ones. That'd be crazy.
Who's that? Who
The
would that be?
Lions.
The Lions,
Oh, yeah.
if Stafford wins.
That's right. The Rams
Now-
don't have a first-round pick till like
One
2028.
question, and then we're going to poof out of here. Dwayne Martz, to everybody. If Matt Ryan were to get traded, can he get can anybody get a first round? Would anybody give a first round pick for Matt Ryan?
I don't
Dwayne
believe. No.
Harris,
I wouldn't give a third round pick for him.
Tim,
I don't know if I give a 4th round pick for him.
Michael.
I think he could be released. No.
I actually think somebody may give a number 1 for him. I don't know, because we're going to see what happens, especially with this deal. I still say Rodgers stays in Green Bay. We'll see what happens there. He maybe not cut so many ties now. It's too late. No, but
I think Rodgers has played his last snap.
You don't think he'll ever play again?
I think he's done.
Oh, he may be. That'll be interesting. We will be back on here, I'm sure, before Super Bowl time with some of these guys. We might even be on as early as next weekend, trying to kind of get more feeling in the game. We don't know all the injuries that could happen between now and then. It could be another Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill yesterday ripped his Achilles, and in a race. Yeah, he tore it.
Yeah, I heard. Okay.
Yeah, he tore his Achilles when he was racing.
I heard that. That makes sense how he got beat so bad.
50. Well, no, it happened in the 50-yard dash yesterday against all those guys he was racing against.
Yeah, I've seen where he finished
In the
almost
skills
last.
comp,
He finished third. He finished third in the race.
Yeah.
He didn't win.
Yeah,
He
wasn't
finished
even close.
third in the race.
Is he
Yeah,
out?
and
What are they
now
saying?
he's facing surgery,
his
which
leg was.
could cost him training camp.
It could be when they left. They talked to him, and he says my right leg is weak right now. Then they pulled him back. They actually carted him. They actually carted his ass back to the back room back there, and NFL Network said something about there's a possibility that he could have torn his Achilles or whatever. Said he may have just pulled a muscle or whatever, but he definitely pulled a hamstring. But go back and watch that race yesterday. Did you guys see the race?
No,
I see
they
that.
don't.
Yeah.
No.
Who was the guy that won? He was the biggest guy of all of them. He
Yeah, he
took his
didn't have a shirt on. What was his
No,
name?
that's right. He took his shirt off. He took
Oh,
his shirt
shit.
off.
I can't remember who it was, Rob. I'm terrible with names.
The guy,
I like
the guy from the Cleveland Browns. He's a running back.
Not Chubb.
Yeah,
Chubb.
I believe it was.
Chubb.
Yeah.
He won.
Chubb.
He
Yeah.
won the race. He beat him.
Yeah.
He beat Hill.
I can see that.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
he was
Nick
also
Chubb.
the leading rusher in the
Chubb.
Pro Bowl with 17 yards.
Really, Nick Chubb. I think you're right though, Dwayne. We'll take the guy that took his shirt off,
Yeah, I believe it was.
and
Yeah.
I mean he was hauling ass. But you could tell a little guy on the outside. He was in lane 1. he let up some about halfway through. And then he started limping and shit. Somebody else came in second to him, and then the guy in the fourth lane. But it was only 4 of them running, and Chubb took his shirt off. He done like this a couple times, and he got up to the line, and he outran them all. He run, man. He was hauling ass. But I forgot who it was. But we'll see, especially this week, if he did pull a hamstring. Because if he did, that's even more reason not to have these damn skills competitions. It's garbage. It's garbage. It happens. Go to Harris's link right there. If you'd like to go watch wrestling. Yep. Go to Harris Jessup's channel too. Go to Dwayne March's channel. I got one more race on my channel, and then we're handing off the gauntlet over to him, and he's gonna carry season 7 over. And we got 4.
I got one question on that. Am I in the bottom 5? Am I in the bottom 5 to give it an answer?
Right now you're pretty close, but I think you got out of it. I think you're like 7, like 5, and then 2. I think you're 2 ahead of it. You qualified great though. You're in the top 10 in the final race. We did qualifying today.
I think the highest I've ever finished is 10th
this year.
Ever.
Oh, I actually got 2 wins this year. I was like, oh my gosh! But I'm out of the championship because I finished 21st, and I needed to finish 19th the last race in order to be able to be up for the final 4. We could have a 2-time champion in Chris Stratt, Delaware. He's one of the final 4, so he could win it. And Double D, I got the guys in there, and we'll have that. But yes, definitely we'll have the points asked to see who's going down, and then if the 5 is going up. So, and we're going to drop Festus Gerber, so we're going to only have 43 car field starting next year. We didn't know who Festus Gerber is. Festus is out of here, so
unless he makes an appearance at some point.
Yeah, well, he's got to make an appearance within like next 24 hours because if he doesn't, this car is going to be totaled and sitting in.
He will be revoked due to lack of sponsorship.
Yeah. Right. He went against our YRL council and went with alcoholic beverages and didn't share those. So that's rule number 1. If you're gonna get an alcohol contract, you got to at least share them with the jabroni crew. That's for damn sure. I'm gonna play some fast drive football, guys. I may even come back on in a little bit. I'm gonna let these guys go. You all have a great night. God bless. For Dwayne, for Harris, for Tim, Mike, my name's Rob. Thanks so much for checking the channel out.
Later, folks.